Hey everybody, it's BDC. Thanks for checking out this video on my channel. Today I am doing a basic kind of getting started type of video here, and I'm hoping that this helps some people kind of allay their apprehension about the game or any confusion they may have about how to get started. This is going to center primarily on the initial stages of gathering and crafting and that sort of thing like that. So basically, what we want to do is we want to start with a club. Actually, to back up a little bit, I'm going to cover 5 points here. So, gathering stone and wood, making a club, because that's a defensive thing, we need it, making a stone axe, and that's going to be used for wood cutting. The basics of wood cutting, how to deal with trees and that sort of thing like that, and then also constructing our first workbench. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking for branches and stone, loose stone that are laying on the ground. And as you first gather these things, you'll notice that the available recipes for crafting pop up. So if we cannot get any loose branches like this laying around, then what we can do, or you rather, let's shift it to you. You can go over to bushes and punch them. Take several punches. You will also wind up working on your unarmed skill, which is, you know, kind of a little bit of an added bonus, I guess. And then, boom, you'll get 1 or 2 wood pieces out of it. But what I recommend doing is just going into the forest area next to the spawn area where you start and just gathering these loose branches. So, anyway, one thing I do want to touch up on since we are here is if you find raspberries and plants, maybe even blueberries, stuff like that, go ahead and tag them and then put them into your food bar. So that's actually kind of cool. Food ties into health on this, and you can have up to 3 items in there. So I usually do a couple of meats and then either a raspberry or a mushroom. A red mushroom I think is a little bit better, and those things will yield total health and stamina, if I recall correctly. So anywho, once you get enough wood, then you come over here into your crafting menu. This is by hitting the tab button, by the way. We want to get our first stone axe made. And since we have some of this wood left over, we'll go into a club. I'll deal with the hammer here in a minute. I'm not quite ready yet for that. But let's shift those over. Now we have our club, so if anything comes over and tries to whack us, then we can smack it. I'm going to ignore him for now. He's just a giant distraction right now I just don't want to deal with. So, let's see. Oh, cool. Here we go. First set of critters. Boom. Okay. Cool deal. There we go. So, kill a couple of these guys. These guys, these necks, they drop these neck tails. And neck tails are essentially good for cooking and stuff, which I will demonstrate once we get our hammer built. So I'll make that a portion just before the workbench here. So anywho, kill a couple of these critters with the club, work on your club skill. I was fortunate to have on this seed, this randomly generated map I just created here in this world, to start next to a lake. So and that was not planned. I figured I'd be in the middle of a deep forest or what have you. So I have enough to start with food and that kind of thing like that. So that's actually pretty cool. Hey, red mushrooms. There we go. Deer are very difficult to kill, by the way, in melee, so we're not going to mess with that. Let's see. Grab pieces of flint inside the shoreline. Probably not going to cover anything with flint yet. I'm going to stick to wood and a little bit of basic stone stuff and a little bit of basic food, and we'll get our workbench built, and then that'll be the end of it. So let's see. I guess this place is as good as any. So, alright. We have our stone axe, and yeah, I'll see if that thing will allow me to be able to build here. We have 4 wood. You can beat down these little small trees like yay, the stone axe, and you wind up yielding more wood produced, basically. Let's see. wood cutting skill. That's the one that we're working on here with our axe. Okay, so we got these guys. I want to demonstrate doing a tree. Now, I believe this stone axe is only effective against these beech trees and not any of the tougher ones out there. You have to have a hardier axe for that. But this is what we start with in the plain Jane regular forest. Now, when taking a tree down, these trees have physics in collision. I've actually killed critters on accident this way. I've killed myself a couple of times. You have to be careful with the whole timber thing and the rolling log thing. You have to be mindful of where it's going to roll, if it is going to roll somewhere. Because if it rolls on you, it'll hurt you and kill you. It's actually happened to me. So, work on this guy to split him up into 2 log halves like this. Keep whacking away. And hitting one of these things and taking it down will yield something like, okay, in this case it gave me 10. So you get quite a bit of wood from actually logging like this. You know. So, let's see, what else we got? Take him down, and that should cover that. There's your basics of wood cutting. Like I said, just a precaution, reminder to be careful taking those trees down, because you can knock one down and then it'll crash another one, it'll crash another one, crash another one. Certainly don't do major tree cutting and that kind of thing next to your camp you're trying to build, because you can flatten it. It's happened. I've done it before. So anyway, okay, so we are now at our point where we have crafted our hammer, and what we want to do from here is select it. And from here we get a build menu. It's very nostalgic, very cool looking. I love it. The first thing we want to do is get set up with a campfire. One of the things that exists in Valheim is the elements, cold temperatures, stuff like that. You go into the water, you get wet. The campfire is very, very helpful for stuff like that. Plus, you can get a resting buff out of it, which you get it built and you're sitting next to it. And with this, we're able to make our first cooking station, which is basically like a roast pit. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. So what I need to do is I need to gather 2 more stone. And let's see if I can go find them. We don't have the means yet to be able to destroy any of these larger rocks. The stone axe is ineffective at it. It won't break it down. You do 0 damage to it. And all you're going to do is wear out the durability of the thing. And before having a workbench, we don't have the ability to be able to repair it. So we would be forced to have to make another one. So in lieu of that, we have to look around for loose stone itself. Hello, critter. Here's where the club comes in handy. Come here. And he's more meat for me anyway, so I can use that to demonstrate doing the cooking thing. Let me go a little bit back inland here, and I'm going to poke for some stone. So, for those of you that have not seen any of the review videos or my review video on this or anything like that, skills are how you level in this game. I'm not going to dive too much into it. I already did in another video. But basically, there are no player levels in this. It's all skills based, so it's literally based on the consumption and usage of whatever it is you're doing. So, for instance, running. You have to run to get better at it. You'll consume less stamina, and you will run faster as you up your run skill. There's some stone for me. Alright, let's see, what do we got? I needed 5, correct? Okay. Alright, so here's our first campfire, and here's this moron behind me trying to interrupt my day over here, so he's dead. Club's very effective against those critters, by the way. Those are the first ones. Those Greykins and the Grey Dwarfs are the ones that you'll run into initially. Yes, I know you're well met. That has such a old-school World of Warcraft feel to it, with the yellow exclamation marks and the whole 9 yards. Okay. I'm picking up some extra loose stone and extra loose wood here, since I'm nearby, so... Alright, so let's find a place to build a little stupid campfire with our little grill thing. You know what? Let's take This is a good spot. Pick up that stone, move this tree, and we'll do it right here. So, onto the hammer. Campfire. The first thing we have to build. So he's down. Then you go into crafting, you do your cooking station. Cooking station goes over it. Like, yay. Okay. Now, I'm going to demonstrate cooking here, just the very basics of doing raw meat. So in this case, I have 2 necktails, and those are off those green lizard critters. Place it up there, and you sit here and wait, and it'll be about 15-20 seconds. You'll hear the hiss sound. The color of these guys, at least, they're green right now. They will change to a brownish, a much darker color. That's how you know they're cooked. So, basic cooking like this on a campfire is very simple in Valheim. It's just like that. If you leave the meat up there for too long, it will turn into coal, which is useful for other stuff. So, let's see. As far as the eating part goes, pretty simple. You can put three different types of food on there, and they dictate your total health, and then also stamina as well. So you want to kind of eyeball what it is that you're eating, or keeping up there, rather. One of the things I like to do when I play is I'll organize my foods down here in the bottom right corner. Kind of helps it make it easier for me to look at what all I have and know if I need to go get something else. So, other benefits of Campfire here, if you hang out at it, it warms your guy up, and you get a comfort and resting bonus, and I think that has a stamina effect, so that's a good thing. And if it rains, assuming that you can cover that up somehow, then because the rain will, wash it out, then it'll keep you warm, so that's a good thing. Okay, so on to Workbench, and then this will be the last part of this getting started stuff. Workbench opens up a whole slew of other things having to do with actual real construction and what have you. And I don't want to dive into that on this video. I want to keep this one short and sweet. So, let's see. Take this guy down real quick. And I'm going to need plenty of wood for this, actually. So, oh yeah, I've already got plenty. I have a little more than I thought I did. So back onto the hammer here. Workbench. The Workbench is your first major real crafting tool, apparatus, whatever. When you place it down, it opens up a ton of extra things. And here, get out of here, bird. Fine. Opens up a bunch of wood crafting stuff, furniture, all sorts of crap that you can build. So if you open up your crafting menu, you will see a ton of stuff in here. You can build these standing wood torches, your first storage boxes, a bed for respawning, so you don't respawn at the beginning of the whatever you want to call it. That's a handy thing, actually. At the beginning area where the stone markers and all that jazz is. Okay, so I'll go ahead and knock this out and show it off. Get off my bed, bird. Claim the bed. Bed needs a roof. Okay. Anyway, so if I wanted to, I could do that, but whatever. Build a roof, you can claim the bed, you can respawn there. Okay, so to use a workbench, you have to use a workbench that's underneath a roof. So it's very easy to do. What I like to do is construct 2 walls that are on the sides of it. I'm not going for any awards here, so this is going to be kind of quick and dirty. And then 2 or 4 of these 26-degree thatch roofs will do it. Probably, honestly, stuff the bed underneath this, depending upon how wide you make this. So you place one of these guys, and then boom, you can place these other guys down. Okay, I should be able to access the workbench. And here we go. Fancy stuff. So now with the workbench, I can make an upgraded flint axe. Well, I don't want to use the word upgrade. That's technically not right, because you can upgrade for durability and power and stuff like that, your existing tool set. But if you're lucky like me and start next to a lake and you're able to, or a body of water, and you're able to grab a bunch of a flint, then you can make a flint axe, which is more effective than a stone axe. So that's what we call a good thing. But from here, this is where you're able to do all of your initial building stuff and what have you. Just a little bit of a primer on it. I can do a basic thing here. We can light a standing wood torch, you know, whatever. And then the white outline shows you your build area, your build radius for the workbench. I don't want to dive too much into it because that's probably for another video. But this is kind of what opens up. So you get your initial wood structure stuff. You can build foundations, houses, walls, roofs, all sorts of stuff with this. That's basically how it works. So there you go. That should cover the basics. Hopefully, we'll get anybody out there started on this game. I hope it helped, and any questions or comments you have, leave them down below, and hit those like and sub buttons, please. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll have a good one.